Humbled to be here on episode 56 of Holistic Anime. Um, I just came here to um, update you on something I've been thinking about. Um, um, my top 10. And, it has really come to my attention um, that Sailor Moon, right, may be moving into my top 5 after finishing the original 200 episodes and Crystal. Um, and I have to say, the way Crystal ended, um, just felt right, in my soul, uh, which is why it might move up to my top 5 from like the 7th spot. But at number 7 is Pokemon. And I question, as I'm going through my own personal journey, and a very, very important part to my hero's arc. Um, you know, uh, I encourage you kids to understand why you value something so much. Is it more so for, um, you know, uh, childish fantasies, things you live vicariously through as a kid, as a child, and in your youth, or is it something that you've really matured with and you really love? That's so important and so key, vital to success as you grow up. And for me, the reason I would think about, you know, taking Pokemon out of my top, you know, uh, 10, like at the number 7 spot, into like my honorable mentions, right? Is because I've seen how it evolved into popular culture. And, you know, at some point in time, as though I'm always connected to my youth and to my childhood, right? In heart, right? Is it something that, as I've matured and grown into a man, have grown apart from mentally, you know, in the slightest of ways, emotionally, in the slightest of ways, that only, I can only uh, you know, think of and remember. And in place of Pokemon moving to my notable mentions, moving my number 5, My Hero Academia, which is still in the early infant phases of its notoriety in popular anime culture. You know, um, its baby phases, baby steps. It takes baby steps to get to such a notable place in my top 5 animes. And I believe that moving it to number 7 as we mature together would be the right move to make. Um, as time has moved on, and my last sentiment of my last episode was that, you know, uh, as time had went on, and I re-grasped, you know, my anime roots and foundation, um, the path of things that I have subconsciously had already had and had subconsciously, been planted through my journey that I have not lit the spark of and lit the ember and flame of, right? Consciously have now consciously have been, you know, um, relit. And they say a spark to an old flame, right? And Sailor Moon is seemingly to be an old flame of mine that we matured and found our way back through hell. And My Hero Academia, I have that same sense and intuition and feeling of us growing together, right? But it is such an early time, not to compare, but laying both Sailor Moon and My Hero Academia side to side. And time has no metric in this evaluation, but you know the the content and the substance of Sailor Moon, and at times when I was such a baby, have seemed to have really matured me at such a young age, and has only come to my realization now and into the light that had such an impact subconsciously, even though I either watched the anime subconsciously, unattentive throughout the rest of the series, and especially through Sailor Moon Crystal, which I didn't, indulge in as it came out in roughly 2018, 2019, 2017, 2019, that era, but it's caught up just as much as Sailor Moon, the original, had. And My Hero, we're just touching base now as, old chapters come to a close.